All right. Brian is here, Tayshawn, Kate, and Amy.
Mhm.
So we have 4 in attendance. We meet our quorum requirements. Do we have any cases that the board members need to recuse themselves today?
No.
Okay. Do any of the board members need to leave prior to 5 o'clock? We have a short agenda. We should be able to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's always good to ask.
Yes, it's fair. All right, we, looks like we need to vote on some meeting minutes, but in April, Brian, Jeff, and Tayshawn were here. We don't have that quorum, so we cannot vote on that.
Correct.
The June meeting of June 25, Kate, Tayshawn, Jeff, and Amy, we need 3, and we had 3.
Yes.
Do you guys have any questions on the minutes or any changes you like to propose?
No.
No. As long as somebody make a motion and a motion,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Because of our short agenda, do we need to really move anything forward, or do we want to move the one case forward with our guest?
It's up to the board.
Okay, we have a guest for, I believe it's the Crossgates Common Home Depot variances, is that it?
Yes.
Can we get a motion to move that to the front of the agenda so we can consider that now? A motion.
Second. Yeah. Aye.
Aye. Okay. First case. Crossgates Commons Home Depot variances. Applicant James Suits. Project location 163 and 165 Washington Avenue Extension. Municipality, City of Albany. Referring agency, City of Albany Zoning Board of Appeals. Consideration. Area variance related to minimum setbacks for side and rear due to the proposed lot line modification. And staff notes are the applicant request for 6 area variances related to the minimum setback for the side and rear, as well as impervious lot coverage. The variances are necessitated by a lot modification requested, and no physical change or development is proposed. The variances are sought to allow to complete the lot modification process, which will reconfigure the parcel 52.2-1-26.1 around the footprint of the existing Home Depot building. This proposed action is a type 2 action. Staff opinion is defer to local consideration. All right, and I'll read note number 1. The board has found that the proposed action will have no impact upon the jurisdictional determinant referring to this case, nor will it have significant or countywide intermunicipal impact. Do any of our board members have any questions?
So there's a lot modification for what purpose?
We're looking for 6 variances, and this has got put on the agenda at the last minute. And is there a real reason I can't wait till next month?
My understanding, the reason I had asked Kopeka to see if it was possible to put it on the agenda had to do with timing. Basically, Albany didn't get it in time, to get it to here in time for this meeting, and we didn't want to hold up the project. That's all it was. If it was anything that required any kind of construction, any actual changes, obviously you would need much more time to review, but.
You're right. Well, I had no time to review. I found out about this yesterday, and with my situation right now, I'm busy. So, are we going to go through this every month, or is this,
No, I apologize, but how many times have I done this?
Yeah,
Well,
but I've done this a long time.
I understand. But this isn't a common occurrence. It's not like it is all the time. I apologize.
Because we worked long and hard. We took 1.5 years to get our dates such that we would have time to review them. So anyway, I haven't reviewed it. So do you guys have any questions?
I guess I just had this fundamental question, which is there's an existing building, right? Which is the Home Depot. And they're reconfiguring the lot. And I just didn't understand why they were reconfiguring the lot. Maybe I'm just.
Yeah, and that
Well, we do have our guests here, can hopefully answer that
Yes,
question.
if I could over-
Yeah, please do.
I brought some visuals with me if I could pass those out. So,
Reaching in front of me.
the most helpful one would be this one, and I'll pass out the other one. This will explain, and then I can go into detail and answer your question.
Sure.
Thank you.
But we can go with this first, but I want to go back to your point in a second and just ask some other questions to that.
If I could start by answering your question.
Yeah, sure.
So the purpose of why we need to do this is for financing purposes that are related to collateral. So there's different lenders that will be involved in the project, and ultimately the Home Depot, that building that's outlined in front of you there, will have different financing in place than the rest of the shopping center. And in order for us to do that for collateral purposes, it needs to be carved out separately. If I could, I'll come back to page 1. If I could go to page 2 and explain. Currently, the condition, it already exists on the center today with the blue building that's notched in next to Walmart. That was, it was a separate parcel, separate tax map number. It was done several years ago. And what we're proposing to do here, it's very common in our industry with there being different parcels, different ownership entities as it relates to whether it be a strip center or an enclosed mall. To use an example of Crossgates Mall, just off the top of my head, there are, I think, 1, 2, 3 separate parcels in addition to the main mall parcel that's there. Macy's is a separate parcel, and then also the Dick's Sporting Goods building is a separate parcel, and then the restaurant expansion that we did, I think back around 2016, where you had Maggie McFly's and 110 Grill. That building in itself, that off the top of my head was about maybe 15,000 square feet or so. That's its own parcel for those same purposes. And then also I would, you call out, you can see from the coloring on the plan here that the Walmart parcel is also separate from that of the rest of the set. Let me just talk about the variances that are on the blow up of the aerial. As was said, there are 6 in total, and ultimately the city determined that we had to address setback easements, setback requirements on the east and west side of the proposed boundaries, as well as the rear. And then there's also a combined one according to the city code that called for that variance. And then the other one is impervious surface, since there will not be any green space associated with the carve out of the footprint. It pretty much stands alone from that perspective. And then the other one, the very last one, number 6, is the side setback on the building to the east of Home Depot that abuts it. That's correct. And just to state, there is no construction. There's nothing within the conditions of the center are changing whatsoever. It's basically, it's lines on paper for financing.
It's a financial instrument.
Purposes. And the reason for our haste in needing to get this done is because of closing deadlines that we're trying to meet with the lender. So I appreciate being heard here today.
So, so my only question is just it's a question and a statement, and I said this, and I guess my question about precedence is that we move this up on the timeline, and then is that going to be afforded to other individuals who maybe don't have that ability to get it moved up on the timeline? The other question I'm just curious about is, so that's the statement, then the question is what prevented us from getting it to us on time? Because for me, like, let's say for me, for an example, I'm also going to say, like, I would have preferred to have time to review it, no matter whether there's construction or not, right? Because let's say this is more of a significant vote, and I'm going to speak for myself, but we also have to go back out into the community and deal with community members who might have questions or whatever the case may be. So my curiosity, and I don't know if you would know, but what was the reasoning for not meeting the actual deadline?
If I could speak to that, we didn't know that the lot line amendment, which was the first application that was filed with the city, was going to trigger the need to come to the county planning board. So we just found that out. I want to say it was maybe one Tuesday, I believe. And so in our rush to get this filed, we immediately filed the setback variances with the city. And then we asked if there was any possibility, after learning that the county meeting was this afternoon, if there was a way for us to come in, because I mean, ultimately, I understand your points and your concern, but overall, it's there's no construction. It's just lines on paper, and that's why we asked.
So I hear that, and again, I'm not. But again, it's about the precedent that we set. If someone else who has the same situation, now the board, we're in a position where we almost have to grant that position to someone else, and then that sets a future precedence for someone else who, you know. So I mean, I get it, and I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm not animated, but
Point. That's the thing. All of a sudden, this is. I see nothing wrong with this, the way you've explained it. But the fact is, are we gonna, what's the next line we cross? All of a sudden, we got a folder we're supposed to look at, right? It grows.
Is there any way that some of those concerns could be allayed with, advisory note on there speaking to that?
I'll just say that with every municipality, we've made one exception when they missed the deadline. With City of Albany, they've always submitted their applications on time, and we can make one exception for City of Albany this time.
And make it this one.
Is this the one for the year, or is this the one?
It's not for the year, it's one time.
Okay.
I don't know if we had anybody on the call that we could to for this case. I just wanted to point that out.
Yes, Tom Shepard's in town.
Okay.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, I would say in my 10 years of covering these meetings, it's probably been done a handful of times.
Yeah.
So it has happened, but
Yes, it's happening, but we don't want it with bigger stuff.
yeah, and I think just for me, this is simple, right? So like to your point, it's very simple.
Mhm.
But there's a couple things like, you know, I don't want somebody to get the opinion that they can make a phone call and then they're moved up to the top of the list. And again, I'm going to other people in other positions who might be doing this, who don't have that ability to make that phone call or say, hey, can we be moved up? And then, you know, they're not moved up. So for me, it's that precedence that sets. And I'm okay with, you know, an advisory note if that's what's necessary. But, you know, because for me, I like to be able to read. So just being handed something today is just kind of like.
I don't know if this makes a difference. I'm not a voting member, so, but I think this came up last month. One time somebody had said, you know, we just want to make sure that however you guys decide, but that certain discussions do end up in the meeting minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like some things are very simple and basic, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever you decide today, if you say, you know, I really want the specifics of this conversation reflected in the meeting minutes, that can happen. If that affects anybody's thought about anything, I just wanted to throw that out there. And it's all being videoed, obviously, so.
So what exactly would the advisory note say?
That we're making an exception for this case, as we've made exception for all the other municipalities who've missed deadline in the past.
We're making a one time.
Just one
Yeah.
time, yes.
That's key.
I would even go a step further and say, when there's like an immovable deadline, like a financing, a closing, like this isn't just some lot line adjustment, say I wanted to split my land into two so I could give a
Right.
piece to my kid. And it does have the flexibility, like,
Yeah.
it's not just for, you know, just to rush it through. It has financial implications for one of the biggest taxpayers in the county. That's part of the reason I asked if it could be added. It wasn't a directive, it was an ask.
Okay. Anybody with any other questions?
I'm satisfied.
I would like it reflected in the meeting minutes that.
We had this discussion.
And that there's a fairness issue.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hearing from.
Yeah. And I'm not in any way, because I think sometimes we look at this stuff and we say like, this is what's in front of us. And I'm not saying you didn't think about that, but sometimes we don't think about what the future implications are and the questions that we're going to get asked. And then it snowballs into this other thing. So I think for me, it's more about, okay, what do we say for the future, right? The case is here, nothing we can do about it for this moment, but like, what do we look at for the future? You know, is there communication things that need to be fixed? Like, what are solutions so that when we get here again? So like, that sounds like on his end, there was some drop the ball on somebody else's end, right? Which we
I was
can't.
gonna use that.
So like, we can't, you know what I mean? We can't blame him. We can't blame you, but then, you know, that how
But it's there. Yeah, I get it.
Just
So-
the process.
So if we can just reflect it in the meeting minutes so that that's also a piece, that would appease me along with the advisory note.
Yeah, and I fully get it. I sit on my town zoning board. I get that you want time to review these things and.
Anybody make a motion to accept staff opinion with the advisory note?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I-
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your consideration. Thank
And
you.
you're obviously welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you'd like, but you are also ready to go.
We will not be
It's okay,
insulted if you
I do
decide.
have a 4-hour.
And it is a little warm in here.
Are you getting back to Syracuse?
Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, thanks.
Okay, I think we'll jump back to the first case on the agenda, seeing that we only have a few left and we can take them in order, correct?
Yeah.
All right, next project, mixed-use commercial / residential building. Applicant's name is Woodhaven Land Partners Number 2 LLC, project location 302 Royce Schenectady Road, Latham, municipality, town of Colony. Consideration, area variance for the proposed construction of 11,200 square foot mixed-use commercial / residential building with 6 residential units. Staff notes. The proposed construction of the 11,200 square foot mixed use commercial residential building located in the commercial office residential core zoning district with 24,000 square feet in proposed density exceeds the 11,340 square foot maximum allowable density and exceeds the number of allowable residential units where a total of 6 units are proposed, whereas only 3 are allowed per the Town of Colony land use law. The project will include a single full access driveway with 19 parking spaces and on-site stormwater management. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. The board has found that the proposed action will have no impact upon the jurisdictional determinant referring to this case, nor will it have significant countywide or intermunicipal impact. Advisory note, the town zoning board should consider the precedent nature or precedent setting nature of the allowed significant area variances to the town. All right. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I'm just not happy with it. It's just a classic Colony, let's pack 10 gallons in a 5-gallon pail. It's in an area that does have a high water table. I don't believe it that they're going to manage stormwater on site because they're paving the whole darn thing. So am I happy with it? No. But
You are correct. You are correct. But what I did dislike about it most is their large variances.
yeah,
Why
very
have,
big.
why have zoning if we're not gonna?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's 20% more, you know?
Right.
So I just looked at it and thought, why? And the excuses they gave just seemed to me pretty lame.
Yeah.
And I just thought this was just really not a very good project.
Yes, and maybe we can add to your advisory note of allowing significant large area variances. Because they're setting their own precedent that they have to deal with.
Yeah, and they're basically saying that our regulations don't matter. Our zoning doesn't matter. You can come in and pretty much do what you want as long as you can tell a tale. And that's,
Building department hasn't approved this yet.
no, but it was appealed. I mean, the building department turned it down and then they went out on appeal, right?
Right.
Yes, but the building department hasn't.
So they're waiting for us to
Okay.
comment, and our comments will be taken into
I mean,
consideration.
I just think that going from 11,340 to 24,000 is ridiculous. To be blunt.
Those were my comments to Gopika.
Okay, so we're
Because
saying.
I had her put the precedent nature setting
Yeah,
note on it.
okay. I would like that to be very
This happens,
stated.
this happens a lot.
And also, if we can make a comment on, the stormwater management being a critical issue.
Sure.
We can put
We
that
can,
as an
we
advice.
can do that.
Yeah, I mean, Latham has got a high, I live in Latham. The water table is, you know, like, you can punch a hole in the
We
ground.
can say that advisory note number 2. The town should consider the high water table in that area and make sure that the calculations for the stormwater work.
Right, and, you know, the other possibility is that they don't do impervious pavement.
Yeah,
I mean,
consider every option.
yeah,
I just want to make it clear that this is an area variance application, so if this is approved by.
Right, yeah, we're gonna get to see it
You
again.
will see this
Okay,
for site
that's
plan
fine.
review.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see it again.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, this is our first crack at it. Then we'll get a revised plan so we can, so if you want, we can leave it alone now and we can wait for it. It'll be coming back.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, if it's gonna come back, I mean, I think it makes more sense for us to wait and see.
Well, it will
Okay.
come back if the building department approves it.
Is it right? So, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just thinking that maybe what we do is stick with the focus on the area variance,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
Yes.
thinking?
because.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The thing is,
I actually like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because why worry about all this other stuff?
Yeah.
We may not see it again.
So we're removing
That's
the
for one,
stormwater.
point out, just in kind of almost like a devil's advocate on the other side of it. Since you know it's coming back, do you want to cite the stormwater issues and say, we want an external review? When this comes back, we want to see an independent engineer sign off. You know, that the stormwater is all legit.
Yeah. I don't know if we've ever done that. I think Colony would certainly think we're really overstepping.
Okay.
Would really.
So
Okay, I was throwing
No,
out.
I'm sure, but.
Because I can sense the concern.
Don't think that would get us
So
somewhere.
so I think in past, we've had situations like this where I've asked Gopi to like, is this something, and we've multiple asked, like, is this something that's coming back? Is it approved yet?
Yeah.
And in tradition, it seems like if it wasn't approved, then we didn't touch it until it was approved by whoever. And
Yeah.
then when it comes back, then.
Yeah, you're right.
then we can.
Decide that,
deal
yeah.
with the-
Because right now, they're only at the initial stages of it, so,
So,
yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So are we just leaving the initial number
Just
one
one.
advisory note?
Just number one.
But are we adding the words significant and
Yeah.
large?
Yeah.
Area variance
Yeah.
to it, but not advisory note number two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just so we're sure what we're voting on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept the staff opinion and the revised advisory note?
I motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay. Okay, second case, Radke, minor subdivision. Applicant Bernard F. Radke III, 4304 Frederick Road, Altamont, Municipality, Town of Gilman. Referring agency, Town of Gilman Planning Board. Two-lot subdivision of a 55.8 acre parcel into a 6.2 acre and 48.82 acre parcel. Okay, staff notes. The applicant is proposing a two-lot subdivision. Lot 1 will consist of 6.2 acres and contain a 60 by 100 one-story metal garage. Lot 2 will consist of 48.82 acres and is undeveloped land. No disturbance to the land is anticipated during the subdivision as per the short assessment form, SEAF. This application 10-211203875 was reviewed in December of 2021 for a special use permit to allow storage of equipment and roll-off containers. The Albany County Planning Board determination was disapprove. An ag data sheet should be provided since the property is located within an ag district as per section 305A of the New York State Ag and Markets Law. Note number 2, a notice of intent filed with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation affirming that a stormwater pollution prevention plan has been prepared and is being implemented, or submission of a stormwater pollution plan, SWIP, that is consistent with the requirements included in the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Speedies General Permit for Stormwater Discharges, GP-0-15-003, May 1st, 2015, for the construction of activities that disturb more than 1 acre of land. All referral applications, number 3, all referral applications for the site plan review are required to include drawings prepared by a licensed and/or accredited professional drawn to scale showing proposed modifications and indicating all required setbacks from property lines, wetlands, and/or jurisdictional determinants under section 239L-M-NN section of that law. Note number 4, the site is vacant farmland and agricultural residential zone. Proposed usage of storage of commercial roll-off containers and heavy equipment resulting in commercial use. The applicant should be required to apply to the town for a use variance for the proposed use. Note number 5. NWI wetlands exist on the property as well as being in a flood zone. Hand-drawn and approximate dimensions on the admitted not to scale plan are submitted and are not sufficient to determine the disturbance that will be located or impacts to wetlands or floodplain. Note number 6, the proposed use of the property does not match the rural and residential agricultural character of the community and is in effect a commercial/industrial use. Note number 7, the property will be in the immediate view shed of the Helderberg Escarpment of the John Boyd Thatcher State Park trails and overlook area. This may fall under the requirements of resolution number 384, an act pertaining to the Albany County Planning, an act to the Albany County Planning Board in consideration of critical viewshed of the Helderberg Escarpment. Staff opinion for this case is defer to local consideration. The board has found that the proposed action will have no impact upon the jurisdictional determinant referring to this case, nor will it have significant countywide or intermunicipal impact. Advisory note. The town should consider the nature of the proposed 60 by 100 one-story metal garage to minimize potential environmental impacts. Do we know if the town went ahead and let Mr. Radke do everything we disapproved this?
I don't believe they did, because otherwise they won't be coming back for the subdivision.
They wouldn't be coming back, okay? So the town disapproved it too. Okay. That's when I brought that up, I was wondering.
What was our reason for disapproving the first time?
Because he was going to create basically a construction yard. He's going to use roll-offs, heavy equipment. I believe Mr. Radke owns TNT equipment.
Okay.
All right. He sells snowplow blades, truck bodies, all this stuff to a lot of towns, municipalities. Very successful businessman. But he was going to create a commercial site over there in an agricultural residential zone.
Without applying for any kind of.
Well, without whatever. So
Yeah.
we didn't like it. That happened in 2021.
So how is this different?
This is
This isn't really, well, different than that. He wants to break off 6.28 acres and he wants to build a 60 by 100 metal storage barn that he could be storing who knows what in.
And so we still have this situation where it's a commercial use in the agricultural area, right?
well, we don't know if it's a commercial use for sure, because
Right.
it's one situation.
He actually,
Oh, because it's all in the metal garage.
it's all, well, no, but he also, we don't know that because he could be storing hay in there.
Yeah.
Really, you could store a lot of things, well, we never know, but the town should be interested in what he stores.
Mm-hmm.
Right, if you're next to wetlands and all that stuff. I mean, there are lots of,
So the action though is trying to create 2 lots.
right, so this is just for the subdivision. We haven't seen it for the building, right? It's a proposed building.
Okay, so he's
The subdivision itself creates no environmental impact.
exactly, but he also hasn't submitted anything that's the least bit professional in terms of like figuring out what it is.
We have a professional drawing. Yeah,
But I mean, you didn't need all these requirements. On your staff notes, there's a heck of a.
We don't have anything for the building though. We have a professional subdivision.
we have
Right.
for subdivision.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So I don't see what we do except rule on the subdivision.
We just review, and it's on the surface, okay, right?
Sure.
And if they build a building, we would say
If you build a
some building.
building, and
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think,
because, I mean, in and of itself, it didn't raise any big red flags with me, just, you know, it's.
no, well, it,
Mhm.
But
because of my past history,
the history was interesting.
So,
it's fine. It's okay.
yeah, the thing that popped out to me was just the first disapproval that it came back for a second time. And I'm also just a person that doesn't trust people and,
Well, yes,
you know,
and
there's a
that's good.
you know, but you can't really tell what people are gonna do, but there's always this thing.
We only can go with what we,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
we can't.
Right. And the first disapproved was for a special use permit, and that's not what we're seeing today.
And that's not where we were doing it. This is a simple subdivision. Man has every right to subdivide. his land.
Property.
He has every right to subdivide.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think the advisory note is good, right? So like if there's something that comes up in.
Absolutely. I think it's great. I'm glad we could put it up.
Is there anything else we need to add there?
I don't think so.
We're just looking at the subdivision.
Motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next case. Amendment of zoning ordinance applicant, Knox Town Board of Supervisors. Project location, Town of Knox, referring agency, Town of Knox Legislative Board. Amendment made to define the term biosolids in the Town of Knox zoning ordinance. Staff notes. The term biosolids shall be defined in the zoning ordinance of the Town of Knox as the accumulated semi-solids or solids resulting from the treatment of wastewater from publicly or privately owned or operated sewage treatment plants, excluding grit, screenings, and drainage generated from incinerating biosolids. Staff opinion, defer the local consideration. The board again has found that the proposed action will have no impact upon the jurisdictional determinant referring to this case, nor will it have significant or countywide or intermunicipal impact. So they're just clearing up
The language.
the language in this because
The kerfuffle with the biosolids and whatever, yeah,
yes,
that's what I figured, so.
it seems like they're doing their due diligence here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Any questions?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Get down. Next case. Bishop Beaudry. Applicant's name, Bishop Beaudry Construction LLC. Project location, 2889 Curry Road, Municipality, Town of Colony, referring agency, Town of Colony Planning Board. Consideration, site plan review for the proposed 90,600 square foot, one-story warehouse building. Site plan review, staff notes. The proposed development includes a single-story warehouse / storage building with an approximate height of 30 feet and a building footprint of about 9,600 square feet. Primary site access is proposed via a new driveway off of Curry Road at the northwest corner of the property, with a secondary access provided through the existing curb cut at the northeast corner. Additional site features include 9 parking spaces and a fence yard area designated for secure storage of the tenant's equipment and vehicles. On-site stormwater will discharge into an infiltration basin systems within the property. The proposed grading and drainage will mimic existing drainage patterns to the greatest extent possible. Municipal water and municipal sewer are currently not available to the property. Therefore, an on-site well and an on-site septic system are proposed. The anticipated tenant is Shoup's Line Construction, who has 7 employees. The site is vacant, consisting mostly of open space and woods at the rear of the site. And the existing dirt gravel road known as Brewer Lane, this road is an access easement to the property to the southwest, which is proposed to remain. Staff notes, modified local approval to include a notice of intent filed with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation affirming that a stormwater pollution prevention plan has been prepared and is being implemented, or the submission of a stormwater pollution prevention plan, SWIP, that is consistent with the requirements included in the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Speedy's General Permit for stormwater discharges GP-0-25-001 effective January 2025 for the construction of activities that disturb more than 1 acre land should be required prior to final approval. Note number 2 under modify. Review by the Albany County Department of Health for the proposed on-site well and on-site septic system should be required. Note number 3. Notification of the application should be sent to the town of Gildan, including all required notices pursuant to GML section 239-00. Okay. Any questions from the board?
I assume this is nowhere near the Pine Bush, right?
No.
Okay.
No. It's
It says over there.
Further to the,
Yeah.
Airport business area.
yeah, but it's in that's a pretty wide area, but it's over.
Okay.
It's
it's more to the west.
yes, it's over more to the west.
Yeah,
Across the street are already these type of businesses. If you went to Google Street View and looked, and Shoup's Line Construction. They're like a sub. They do fiber optic.
Okay.
They do all this other stuff.
yeah.
You know, they're a sub, and I think they actually work for some of the utilities, but they also work for private concerns. You want to run fiber and do this.
Yeah, like First Light's got a link to customers.
Yeah, right. And you see their trucks.
Okay.
Pretty good concern. They're on Walker Way right now. I'm wondering if they're moving to this site. They're over further,
Yeah.
but whatever. That's a business decision. There's really, or I didn't see anything.
As I was just wondering what they were gonna be storing there, but it sounds like it's,
They're like communication stuff. So they're electrical.
Yeah.
so nothing.
Yeah. Stable wire.
It's not like-
Yeah. And they're a successful business, apparently. I mean,
But to your point, you kind of were alluding there, it's not hazardous materials, you're not involved, so.
There's nothing like it's leaking all over the place.
Yeah.
so,
And the parking is gonna be toward Curry Road?
yep.
Okay.
Anybody with a motion?
Motion.
Second,
All in favor? Aye. Okay, I think this is our last case.
Yes.
Project name, Shady Acres Drive, 3-lot subdivision. Applicant name, Dale Houck. Project location, Sandy Crest Court. Municipality, Town of Gilliland. Referring agency, Town of Gilliland Planning Board. Considerations, 3-lot subdivision of 7.3 acres into 3.56 acres, 1.44 acres, and 2.31 acres. Action type subdivision review. Staff notes, the applicant proposes to subdivide 7.3 acres into 3 new keyhole lots with 20 foot of frontage each with public water and sewer connections. Lot 1 will consist of 3.56 acres. Lot 2 will consist of 1.44 acres, and Lot 3 will consist of 2.31 acres. A total of 4.9 acres is to be disturbed for the short environmental assessment form, SEAF. The property is currently vacant. Residential residential dwelling and private driveways are proposed on each lot. For keyhole lots, the town allows a minimum 20-foot width for each, comprising of the keyhole access portion of the lot. The plans show 20-foot width for each of the 3 lots with one shared driveway providing access to the 3 lots. Staff opinion. All right. Note number 1, notice of intent filed with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation affirming that a stormwater pollution plan has been prepared and is being implemented, or submission of a stormwater pollution prevention plan, SWIP, that is consistent with the requirements included in the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation species general permit for stormwater discharges GP-0-25-001, effective January 2025. For construction activities that disturb more than 1 acre of land should be required prior to final approval. Advisory note number 1, a shared access agreement, including maintenance agreement, should be referenced in the deeds for for both properties or all the properties.
Yeah, there's 3.
Due to the proposed shared driveway access to number 3, applicant, or note number 2, excuse me, the applicant should consider creating noise barriers to reduce the impact, noise impact, such as a vegetative barrier for the proposed 3 lots. Now, you might want to pull this one up, Topeka.
Yeah. How is it gonna be economical for them to provide sewer and water over that ravine?
The people, when they buy the lots, they pay for it.
I mean, it's just like, I think they went, hi.
Lot 1, 2, and 3.
Yep, and you've got the 2-way at your back.
Right. Now, do you want to live next to that road noise? Nope.
I mean, you've got.
Do you want to buy those lots?
Well, I was just looking at the same thing, Brian, and I'm looking at them going, oh, goody. You have a drive-through, which is probably going to be like a horrible thing in the wintertime. And then to this wonderful idyllic space that's got the throughway right in your backyard. I just was like, oh, geez. But hasn't been developed.
You
for a
thought
reason.
so, though. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, years ago,
Overlay district.
I had thought about whether the fumes from the throughway were a concern, for building houses.
I wish note 2 were a little stronger and mentioned the throughway, because everybody who buys that should know they're buying on the throughway. It should be up somewhere in the paperwork. This is what you're buying.
Yeah, because this just said reduce noise impact for the proposed 3 lots, but it doesn't say why. And I
They
think
shouldn't get to come back to the town board and yell about road noise. When you buy it.
And where's it? I'm sorry. Where's the throughway on this?
We have another map which shows
you go to.
Not this one.
Go back to the
Oh, you
concept,
did it.
go back to the concept plan. I can point it out. Yeah. So, I mean, there's 2,
there you go. You can see see it up there. The throughway.
Yeah. it's right here,
We're over off of Curry Road.
right there
So that basically would be in their backyard.
in their backyard.
Yeah.
And then you've got all kinds of elevation
Mhm.
funniness going on here, and you've got to get, I assume right now that the utilities end here somewhere. So you got to get,
Yeah. Those are all become private. They become the homeowners.
yeah.
And there's no other residential outside of that
Well, there's
There's
residential.
residential in the front out on Curry Road.
Yeah, if you look at where that
Yeah,
started.
no, what I mean is on that backside where this new proposed lot is, there's no residential on that backside where that throughway is, right? This is the only.
Probably not.
Right now, there are some other up and down that stretch. There are some.
There are some that are pretty well, I mean, because you drive by them and you go, God, I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, because my other thing is just like, I mean, what noise barriers are you gonna create for,
Well, I mean, what they've done with the, the Northway up in Latham is they put the big walls up, but those are expensive and they're not gonna do it for 3 houses.
Well, there isn't a lot here. It's empty.
Right.
There are,
Yes, see, there are houses up there,
Yeah,
but they're all dealing with it. And again, it's not gonna stop those from selling. They will sell, but it's like,
I guess my perspective is you can't stop people from buying stupid. As long as we are clear about the fact that, there's a concern about the noise.
yeah. Well, we did, it's mentioned.
And are we adding to the advisory or no? Just the
I
way it
would
is?
like to add the throughway because it's.
We should mention the New York State throughways
Yeah.
are in the backyards for these 3 lots. And that's what's gonna generate the noise, and these people should be aware
So like the buffer due to the proximity
of
of
the New
the
York
state
State
throughway.
throughway.
So, okay, go be.
Are there, sorry, I'm just gonna ask, but are there buffers on the other?
Probably not.
probably not.
Probably not. See, you can see most of the people leave those trees
Mhm.
and then the throughway comes in and they mow their strip for snow storage and stuff along the throughway. And they mow it back to a certain point. And they like leaving the vegetative stuff there too, because they know they don't want to thin it out. I mean, they probably have the right to cut to some
Yeah,
barrier fence there, but sometimes they don't. They leave it, they're trying to create a clear area so somebody can get off the road if they have a problem. It's about all we can do.
yeah.
We have a motion to accept staff opinion plus note 1 and 2, and note 2 is revised.
Amy?
I will make the motion as revised.
Kate?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Hey, guys.
And our GML,
Not waiting.
almost,
What's that?
almost.
Almost done.
That is the end of the GML.
That is the right. With referrals, Steve, unfinished business. Now that we have 5 board members, we need to discuss picking a chairperson and a vice chairperson. B, Topeka is still looking for a senior planner for her department to aid her in her work. So when Jeff gets here, maybe we should have to let it go another month, but let Jeff think about it for a month, and we should have a chairman and a vice chairman, I guess. We're all doing this ad hoc.
I'm looking at everybody.
Well, I'm clearly too new to be chair.
I mean, does anybody know Jeff's opinion? Has he said anything?
No.
No, Jeff's a good guy, though. I mean, he's
Quiet ponder.
quiet, but he thinks well. He's done this a bit.
Jeff's not here.
No, I'm just asking what is, I mean, either one is interesting, so I'm just asking if anybody knows his opinion.
No,
I do
he
not.
hasn't- He hasn't
He did
expressed
not
any.
mention it.
No, he hasn't expressed anything to any of us.
But we can take another month to decide.
We'll have to.
Yeah, because we have to have all five, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to help.
We certainly owe Jeff his chance to come.
You volunteer?
Okay.
Before he comes back and finds out.
That would be nasty.
All right. Number C is new business under unfinished business. The Department of Economic Development, Conservation and Planning will have a graduate fellow starting part-time on August 29th.
29, yes.
Yay, that's good news.
Yes.
So will they be sitting in on the meetings too?
Depends on the hours.
Oh.
We want to be flexible with
Yeah.
the fellows.
Yeah.
So, because they're also in college, so.
Mhm. Good point.
They need to grad school for planning.
Public administration.
Okay.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, under new business, we have B. The next meeting of the Albany County Planning Board will be on Thursday, August 21st, 2025. The deadline for municipalities to submit referral items for review will be on Monday, August 11th, 2025. Because there are 5 weeks between meetings this time, we do expect to have substantially more cases to review than we did in July. Please plan accordingly. Probably a good note.
Okay.
And we need a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. It's 4:31 officially, so for the official agenda.